The New Day 10-year anniversary segment from this past Monday's Monday Night Raw was arguably one of the greatest Monday Night Raw segments of 2024. And as we're at the back end of 2024, I feel like it's a safe thing to say that we can say with certainty that that was probably at the bare minimum top 5 segments of Monday Night Raw of this entire year. So why was it so amazing? Let's start by diving into the 3 aspects of this whole story, which is of course the 3 members, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and the sort of returning Big E. So the segment began, and we all thought going into it that the turn would be Xavier Woods or Kofi Kingston turning on the other one. And it looked sort of like we were getting that way. They were about to make an announcement, which sounded like it was going to be that they had decided to go their separate ways and split apart from the New Day when Big E made his long-awaited return to WWE Weekly Television. But he was there to try and keep the group together, get Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston back on the same page, and in what is a genuine genius move, not by Big E, but by the writers, he achieved exactly what he wanted. He just didn't realise that he was doing it the way he was doing it. So Big E came out and he basically said he wants to help get the New Day back on the same page, get them back together where they should be, winning tag titles and dominating the tag scene. He said he would be there every single week. He wanted to be the manager of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Then we just got the whole thing fall apart, but in just the most beautiful way possible. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston basically said to Big E, "Where have you been?" Obviously, Big E has been out with a broken neck since 2022, I think. Maybe even earlier than that, but 2022, I think. So he's not been on TV for a good part of nearly 3 years at this point. So Woods and Kofi said some genuinely amazing things, like saying that Big E, you left us, which is not wrong, but it's obviously not right in the context that they're saying it. But that is what makes perfect heel work within professional wrestling, is when the villain is correct in what they're saying, but they're also slightly wrong with how they're saying it and the reasons behind what they're saying. And that is amazing. I love heel work like that, where heels are like right and justified, but also justified because of their own means. So yeah, they said that Big E had left them. Xavier Woods said something amazing, which was, "You broke your neck, so what?" That's just really, really nice. It's not nice, it's horrible, but it's really nice heel work. And all in all, it was just really, really good heel work. Big E looked traumatized by what was being said to him by Woods and Kofi. It was just really heartbreaking and soul crushing, because the New Day have always been the faction that we just thought will never break up, even when they've sort of broken up, like when Big E went on his solo run, when Kofi was doing Kofi Mania, so he was doing more singles matches. All of it was within the realms of the New Day, even if the New Day weren't together as a 3-person faction. So they were always just the 3 best of friends. They should never break up. And what's made this good is the New Day haven't broken up as such because Big E isn't wrestling. He's not on television. Well, he hasn't been. I don't know if he will be going forward. I assume he now won't be until he's cleared to return, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But yeah, all in all, just fantastic, fantastic heel work from the New Day, which obviously they have now turned heel, which we saw, and they desperately, desperately needed this heel turn. The sort of bubbling storyline of will they turn on each other, will they not turn on each other, has been really good. But ever since Big E got injured 2 or 3 years ago, New Day have sort of just been plodding their way along, not really involved in any storylines. And they really, really well addressed that on Raw when Xavier Woods said that the New Day haven't evolved or improved because they've been keeping everything the same, waiting for Big E to come back, and he never did. So they blame him for them sort of going on a downward spiral, which again is just amazing, amazing heel work. So yeah, it gives the New Day a new lease of life with this heel turn. They can now go into new feuds. They can just be a tag team in the tag team division and just have some really, really exciting storylines, exciting matches. And then eventually, when Big E returns, we can readdress the New Day. Will they get back together? Will they not get back together? We'll see what the time frame of that is. And as I say, when Big E does eventually return, we now have a sense of purpose for his return, and he's not just, obviously when he returns it's going to be amazing, it's going to be lovely, but now that we've had this and we've had, you know, the last on TV thing we will see probably until he returns is him walking away heartbreaking, soul crushed by Woods and Kingston. So when he comes back, it will just be a beautiful moment, and he will now have a sense of purpose to his return, which is sometimes a bit difficult when someone returns from injury. They're back, but then what are they back for? Now Big E will have something to be back for, whether that be get revenge on Woods and Kofi, or to once again try and unite the whole three of them as a group once again. So another big question in all of this is, will Big E actually return? And I think last night's last night, I'm recording this on Tuesday, but this video won't go out on Tuesday because editing things takes time. So will Big E return? I think from this week's Monday Night Raw, we had some really important little teases that make me think, yes, absolutely he will. And I don't really want to sort of speculate on someone's injury status and will they return to wrestling, because, you know, we're talking about someone's career and their job and what they've trained for their whole life. So to sort of speculate on will they be able to return to it feels a little bit wrong. And if I wasn't as confident as I am that he will return, then I probably wouldn't. But I think there's some really important signs that he will return. Number one, and all of these were addressed on Raw this week. So number one, Big E never had surgery. He had stem cell treatment, which I am no scientist. I was never good at science in school. I really know nothing about it, but I know that it is safer for sort of recuperating injuries in the sense that he will be able to recover quicker, and it sort of helps more with sort of chronic pains. So that's a good sign. Number two, Kofi and Xavier Woods said to him that, you know, let's not beat around the bush, let's be honest and tell everyone you're never going to return. That really feels like something that they wouldn't say if he wasn't going to return. That, you know, that feels a bit too straight on the nose and harsh to say if he really wasn't going to return to wrestling. So as I've been saying, I think the main sign that Big E will definitely return is the referral to, well, Kofi and Xavier saying that he won't return, and their referral to other wrestlers who have had serious neck injuries and come back. I think they referenced Edge, Stone Cold, Kurt Angle. So they really, really wouldn't. Maybe they would, and it would be really horrible if they would, but I don't think that they would do something like that. I think if he definitely wasn't going to return and retirement seemed like the most likely option, then I don't think that they would go on TV and sort of say, you're not going to return. I think they would let Big E have that moment for himself, as he deserves to have that moment to announce that he won't return. So I'm fairly confident that Big E will grace the wrestling ring within the WWE once again. And as I say, I'm not sure when that will be. Of course, I don't know Big E personally. We're not really friends like that. But I'm certain he will return. Not certain. I'm confident he will return. And I very much hope he does, because Big E is amazing. He is lovely. I would love it if he would be back on TV on a more regular basis. He's been doing sort of the pay-per-view kickoff shows, and he's really good at that. He's good at the sort of analyst side of everything. So should he not be able to return, there's plenty of him to do within the WWE. There's, Big E's not going to be gone from WWE television, not television, but WWE programming anytime soon. So that's always a good sign. However, yeah, I think he'll return, and I hope he does. But in the meantime, the New Day have turned heel. They needed to turn heel, and this whole segment was just perfect. Whenever we think we have all of the answers, Triple H and the producers change the questions, and everything is just good. It's good storytelling. We have now proper heels, and I can assure you that this will get Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston so much heat. Like when the New Day first began their storyline back in 2014, as it's been 10 years, they were hated heels because they had a sort of annoying gimmick that was just so positive. I can imagine now we're going to be so far away from any of the power of positivity or any of that stuff, and we're just going to have what probably it should be is two gritty veteran wrestlers sort of almost going completely against everything. So I don't know, maybe they could, the power of negativity or something like that. I'm sure they can have some really good sort of play on all of the things that they've done over the last 10 years that made the New Day so popular, with power of positivity, the bootios, the serials, the whatever else they've done. I'm sure there'll be so many things that they can play off that will make it amazing. So I'm really excited. The New Day needed this. It gives Big E purpose. All in all, just a fantastic segment. So that's going to bring us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed Survivor Series last week. I'll give you a few quick thoughts on it, because why not? Nakamura won the US title, amazing, and I predicted that, so amazing. The men's War Games match was fantastic. One of the matches of the year, without doubt. It was a perfect match. Everyone played their part, and shout out to Jimmy Uso, 100% the MVP of that match, and shout out to Bronson Reed, because I think he's broken both ankles, or he's really injured one of his ankles at least, doing that tsunami off the top of the War Games cage. So hope everything's okay with him. What else happened? The women's War Games match was sloppy, to be honest with you, and I tweeted that at the time of watching it. I thought the opening exchanges were really slow and a bit sloppy. The booking of the match I really didn't like. I think it made the heel champions look really weak. It made Miss Money in the Bank look stupid, because she had so many chances to cash in and just didn't take any of them. So yeah, I wasn't a fan of the booking of that. We had Finn Balor costing Damian Priest, which is now going to get Finn Balor into the world title picture, which is good, because that's where Finn Balor belongs. But the interference of Finn didn't feel as impactful as it did at SummerSlam, because at that point we had a faction breaking up and a genuine sort of breaking apart of a team, whereas this time it was just going back again to an old feud. So maybe they'll make it work, maybe they won't. We'll see what happens. What else happened on the show? We had War Games. How could I forget? The Intercontinental Championship Triple Threat was fantastic. Sheamus cracked a rib, I think, which hope he's okay and hopefully not out for too long, because it was a amazing match. Ludwig Kaiser was fantastic. He had a really good opportunity to showcase everything that he can do, and I thought he played his part amazingly. Bron Breakker did amazing. He is fantastic. What a professional wrestler. He is the future of the WWE. I have no doubt about that. That's just a little bonus, quick rundown of Survivor Series. Nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do like it if you did. It would really mean a lot. And don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more. probably, hopefully, going to keep going with weekly wrestling content. The more you guys support me, then yeah, the more videos I will put out. And yeah, thank you for watching.